small landlocked country with around 12.5 million people as of 2018, is mountainous and fertile. It shares borders with the significantly bigger and wealthier Democratic Republic of Congo and its East African neighbors Tanzania, Uganda, and Burundi. Although 39% of the population lives in poverty, Rwanda has come a long way since the 1994 Rwandan Genocide. Recovering from the repercussions and seeing sustained economic progress. Rwanda has undertaken significant economic and structural changes and maintained its economic growth rates over the past decade with the assistance of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. The nation has continuously made achievements guiding it toward being a first world country. Sit back, relax, and don't move a muscle as we look at these achievements. Before we start, just a quick reminder, a sub to the channel will be highly appreciated. Don't forget to turn on the post notification bell to get future video post notifications, like, comment, and share. Without further ado, let's get started. First and foremost, before we get to Rwanda we know today, let us take a look back in time to learn more about how Rwanda has progressed for the better. Rwanda's history traces back to the 19th century when the reign of Rwabugiri took the throne in 1860. The first European to visit Rwanda was Count von Hotzen, a German who visited Rwabugiri's court in 1894. Sadly, the then ruling king died a year after, leaving a throne to be taken. With Rwanda in disarray over succession, the Germans invaded from Tanzania in 1897 to take the area for Kaiser Wilhelm II. They also claimed Burundi, a separate kingdom to the south, at the same time. The whole region is considered a single colony, dubbed Rwanda-Urundi. German administration in this most remote of colonies is primarily indirect, with agents stationed at the courts of several local monarchs. As a result, German influence is limited when the territory is unexpectedly snatched from them with the commencement of the European War in 1914. When Germany invaded Belgium at the beginning of World War I, the Belgians counterattacked in Central Africa on a lesser scale. Belgian forces crossed the Belgian Congo to seize Rwanda-Urundi in 1916. Following the war, the League of Nations affirmed the existing crisis by assigning Belgium a mandate to oversee the province in 1924. Rwanda-Urundi was already connected to the Belgian Congo since 1925, although colonial authority in the two areas was considerably different. The time came when the people of Rwanda said enough was enough and that it was time to take control of their nation from the colonizers. In July 1962, the two sections of Rwanda-Urundi declared independence. The UN had pressed both countries to federate as a single country, but they had chosen to go their separate ways. Rwanda, which saw ethnic bloodshed in 1960 and 1961, becomes a republic, automatically since the young ruler has fled and has been formally deposed in his absence. Urundi, on the other hand, gains independence as a constitutional monarch, but with a new name, Burundi. Gregory Kayibanda, the temporal provisional government's head, wins Rwanda's first presidential election. Since taking over the power, Rwanda has undergone a lot after attaining its independence. One of the essential things that have happened is the apparent genocide. Better and brighter things have happened too in Rwanda, making it unique from other nations in Africa. Rwanda has developed and stood out among other third world countries surrounding it. It has even been referred to as a first world country at some points. The followings are some of the things that have led to Rwanda being called a first world country. Since the 1994 genocide, Rwanda has maintained political stability. Rwanda has recorded the highest number of women in the parliament in Africa. Women won 61% of seats in parliament in September 2018. The Rwandan Patriotic Front kept its absolute majority, whilst opposing parties, the Democratic Green Party of Rwanda and the Social Party Imberakuri, won 2 seats each for the first time. Following a constitutional revision allowing for a third term, President Paul Kagame was re-elected to a 7-year stint in August 2018. This rule has led to political stability that has ensured that the country develops economically and infrastructure-wise. Rwanda tends to be classified as a middle-income country by 2035 and a high-income country by 2050. This will be accomplished via a succession of 7-year national plans for transformation, supported by sectoral strategies aimed at attaining the SDGs. The NST1 followed 2 5-year economic development and poverty reduction strategies, EDPRS from 2008 to 2012, and EPDRS-2 from 2013 to 2018, during which Rwanda's economy and social performance were strong. Over the decade to 2019, growth averaged 7.2%, while per capita GDP increased at a rate of 5% each year. Economic activity was severely restricted in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown and social separation measures. In 2020, the economy contracted by 3.4%, the first time since 1994. This is yet another reason why Rwanda is referred to as a first world country. Before the pandemic, Rwanda was experiencing a period of rapid economic growth. In 2019, growth surpassed 10%, mainly due to government investments in the execution of National Transformation Strategy. In 2022, strong growth is likely to continue. The epidemic interrupted the movement of commodities and services across international borders, affecting the global economy. Exports and tourism are suffering due to global trade and travel disruptions. Rwanda is already under financial and balance of payments strains. As resources are allocated to the disaster response, this might have a detrimental effect on public health service delivery, COVID-19 response and preparation capability, and the provision of vital health service delivery. Rwanda's rapid economic expansion coincided with significant gains in living conditions, including a 2/3 reduction in child mortality and almost universal primary school attendance. Access to services and human development indices has improved significantly due to a strong emphasis on domestic policies and initiatives. Poverty decreased from 77% in 2001 to 55% in 2017. While life expectancy increased from 29 in the mid-1990s to 69 in 2019. In the 1990s, the maternal death rate was 1,270 per 100,000 live births. In 2019, it was 290. The Gini index, which measures inequality, fell from 0.52 in 2006 to 0.43 in 2017. The COVID-19 situation, on the other hand, is drastically expanding poverty and endangering human capital. Compared to the no-COVID scenario, the headcount poverty rate is expected to grow by 5.1 percentage points, or by more than 550,000 individuals in 2021. The COVID-19 has the potential to jeopardize decades of progress in human capital development by combining poorer nutrition, limited health services, learning losses from school closures, and the possibility that some children will never return to school. Even though Rwanda has tried a lot to become a stable country, several challenges are facing it. Here are a few. Rwanda's public sector-led growth model has flaws since the country's public debt has skyrocketed in recent years. Rwanda's excessive dependence on massive public investments, 12.3% of GDP in 2019, resulted in significant fiscal deficits primarily sustained by external borrowing. As a result of the increased borrowing demands caused by the pandemic, the debt-to-GDP ratio increased to 56.7% in 2019, from 19.4% in 2010. and was expected to reach 71.3% of GDP in 2020. Grants, concessional and non-concessional borrowing were all significant sources of external finance for state projects. The private sector will play a more substantial role in ensuring economic development in the future. Private investment is hampered by a lack of domestic savings, a lack of skills, and the high energy cost. More vital private sector dynamism will aid in maintaining strong investment rates and accelerating growth. Household savings as well as inclusive growth are seen as necessary. The importance of developing a medium-term public investment plan to enable a more effective allocation of resources targeted towards projects important for broad-based and equitable economic recovery after the pandemic has increased in recent years. Reaching that point marks the end of our video. I hope you have understood how Rwanda is on the road to become a first world country. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Would you mind providing us with feedback in the comment section and exploring the channel for even more videos that shed light on Africa? Until the next one, stay safe.